Hi everyone, and welcome to Dan's Destinations. I was back in Malaysia and took the opportunity to visit Cameron Highlands. Perched over 1,500 meters above sea level in the 𝗍𝗍𝗡𝗧𝗏 range, it is Malaysia's most famous highland retreat, a place where the mist rolls in like a whisper and the temperature is as cool as an autumn breeze. Named after British surveyor William Cameron, who stumbled upon the plateau in 1885 while mapping the Pahang Perak border, the area soon caught the eye of the British colonial administration. They saw more than just mountains. They saw an escape from the tropical heat, a chance to recreate the English countryside, with scones, strawberries, and a rolling hill of tea. It is located about 4 hours drive north of Kuala Lumpur. There are two ways up to Cameron Highlands. The shortest and oldest way is via the Tapa exit, but the roads here are narrow, often single lane, so it can take very long if you are stuck behind a slow-moving lorry. The more recent way is via Simpang Pulai, which is longer but generally faster and safer, where many stretches have 2 lanes allowing you to overtake slow-moving vehicles. Also, YouTube says less than 5% of you are subscribed, so help a mate out and smash that like and subscribe button. Also, if you are new to the city, Viator offers great tours and experiences for all major cities, and if you click on the link in the video description, it helps us out and doesn't cost you extra. I've used Viator on my overseas trip and highly recommend it. The most convenient way to get there is to rent a car and drive yourself. But if you wish to do that, you'll also need to get a touch and go card to pay the highway tolls. The advantage of driving yourself is that you can visit all the local attractions at your own leisure without relying on local taxis or private hire cars. Do note that street parking needs to be paid via the Pahang Go parking app, which requires a minimum of 10 ringgit preloaded value. Another way to get there is to take an express bus, which departs from the terminal Bersepadu Selatan, which is in the southern part of Kuala Lumpur and drops you off at Tanah Rata, one of the major towns in Cameron Highlands. However, once you arrive, you have to use local taxis or private hire cars to get around. There are many that are waiting around the Tanah Rata bus terminal, but do be careful and agree on the fares upfront before you get in, if they do not use a taxi meter. If you use a local taxi, do remember to get their mobile number or business card before you step out, so that you can call them later if you need a taxi for a return trip. The coverage for the Grab app, which is similar to Uber, is patchy in Cameron Highlands, with users reporting mixed results. The advantage of using taxis or private hire cars is that you don't need to worry about hunting for parking spots in Cameron Highlands, which can be difficult especially on busy weekends. Also, whatever your mode of transport, if you are susceptible to motion sickness, you should remember to pack along some motion sickness medication, which is available at most pharmacies, as the roads can be winding.
Welcome to Hobbitoon, Malaysia's knockoff Middle Earth.
I went via the Simpang Pulai route as I wanted to drive on the wider roads and visit Hobbitoon, which is midway up to Cameron Highlands. This is the charmingly off-brand cousin of Tolkien's Middle Earth. No, this isn't New Zealand, and Elijah Woods has never walked these hills. No, it's not officially licensed, but let's be honest, does anyone really come here expecting legal trademarks? This is the kind of place where the air is cool, the tea is hot, and someone clearly watched The Lord of the Rings a few too many times and then said, screw it, let's build that. Hobbitoon started small, a quirky idea by local entrepreneurs looking to stand out in the crowded world of flower gardens and strawberry farms. Now it's a modest cult hit, drawing curious travelers, die-hard fans, and anyone looking to escape reality for a while, without needing a visa to New Zealand. It's not quite New Zealand. The sheep are fewer and Gandalf's probably stuck in traffic down in Simpang Pulai. Most of the hobbit houses here are only a facade that you can't enter, but the flowers and the gardens are incredibly beautiful. This is either a genius tourist trap or Tolkien's fever dream brought to life by someone on a steady diet of teh tarik and ambition. Either way, I'm into it. It's the kind of place that could only exist in Malaysia. A lovingly hand-built tribute to a fictional universe, mixed with the entrepreneurial spirit of folks who know tourists will always stop for something weird, whimsical, and Instagrammable. The Hobbitoon Cafe is located at the top of the hill, where you can dine on the balcony with the valley stretched out below you. However, the climb up left me out of breath, reminding me that I've eaten too many curry puffs in my life. Compounding the steep climb was the weather, which had started to rain. There are also more decorative facades and a sailing ship at the top next to the cafe. Arriving at the top, my stomach reminded us that we had not had lunch, and since the heavens had opened up, we decided to seek shelter and sustenance at the cafe.
It's so misty up there, it really looks like the Misty Mountains.
No lambas bread here, unfortunately, but there's a variety of Western cuisine, including fried chicken chop and pizza. There's also the quirkily named Dwarven Draft, but being a Muslim country, the drink was non-alcoholic, comprising of Sprite with a scoop of ice cream.
Cheers!
Refreshing, but not quite suitable for a drinking game between an elf and a dwarf. We spent some time at the cafe until the rain lightened and then headed back to the car, taking extra care to walk down due to the wet and steep walkway. We then drove on up to Cameron Highlands with the weather still wet and misty. As we approached the town, the traffic became heavier and the roads more narrow. Cameron Highlands comprises several small towns, but the three major ones are Tanah Rata, Brinchang and 𝗟𝗡𝗏. Tanah Rata is the administrative capital, a charming town with colonial buildings, backpacker lodges, cozy cafes and trails that vanish into mossy forests. Brinchang, on the other hand, is the energetic sibling, bustling, modernized and home to the famous night market. It's also where you find the highest concentration of steamboat restaurants, traffic during peak season, and the chaos that feels like a pasar malam at 5,000 feet. 𝗟𝗏𝗏 is the first town after the turnoff from Tapa, and is also an agricultural hub with a wide variety of vegetables and fruits grown there, including passion fruit, strawberries and grapefruit. It was still raining heavily as we arrived in Brinchang, so we checked into our AirBnB at 𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 The balcony provides a view of the surrounding hills, and at night we were able to see the fireworks from the Centrum night market. When the fog creeps in and the temperature dips, there's only one culinary solution: Steamboat. 𝗩𝗡𝗞𝗦 restaurant is where the locals and tourists alike gather around bubbling pots of broth, dunking in paper-thin slices of meat, tofu, mushrooms, and fresh local vegetables. It's no frills, slightly chaotic, and gloriously comforting. They offer either the traditional chicken broth or the spicy tom yum broth, or you can get both in a split pot. The soup simmers as it slowly absorbs the flavors of everything you throw in: thinly sliced beef, fish balls, fresh tofu, crab sticks, and the pièce de résistance, local vegetables, crisp and vibrant from the very hills you are sitting on. As the night progresses, the broth gets steadily more savory as it absorbs more of the flavors from ingredients you put in. On a chilling Highland evening, with mist curling around the rooftops and your face flushed from the steam, the steamboat pot is the perfect local meal. It's deeply communal, deeply Malaysian, and somehow timeless. The next morning, we checked out and had a traditional Malaysian Chinese breakfast and 𝗏𝗡𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 hard-boiled eggs, which are normally seasoned with soy sauce and white pepper. The local coffee is also strong and delicious. That's a clock tower, you see?
That clock tower. Cameron clock tower.
Just a short drive uphill from Brinchang is the bustling 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗧𝗏 Farm morning market, a sensory explosion of colour, scent and local flavour. Strawberries glisten like rubies alongside jars of honey and bundles of vegetables, as this is where the local farmers come to display their wares. If you are planning to do your own cooking, this is a great place to shop for the freshest fruits and vegetables. The cool climate in Cameron also proved ideal for growing tea, and 𝗡𝗨 plantations, established in 1929 by British businessman J.A. Russell, became the crown jewel of the British colonial foray into the Highlands. Today is the largest tea producer in Malaysia, and a symbol of the Highlands' enduring romance with the leaf. If there's one postcard perfect moment in Cameron Highlands, it's standing on the balcony of the BOH Tea Centre in 𝗧𝗢𝗨𝗏𝗂𝗧, sipping a cup of freshly brewed tea while gazing over the undulating green hills that look like nature's own carpet. The 𝗧𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏𝗂𝗧 plantation is located about 15 minutes drive from the 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗏 morning market. However, the roads in are extremely narrow, with tight corners built during a time when safety standards were more forgiving, and at times only wide enough for one car to pass through either way. It should be driven with extreme care, or by locals familiar with the route. If you are new to the area, it may be easier for you to use a local taxi or hired car to visit the plantation. Just make sure you get their mobile number so you can call them for the return journey. They hike in, is it? On arrival at the car park, there's a 10-minute climb up the hill to the tea centre, where you'll be greeted with a panoramic view of the valley draped with large swaths of tea plants. The centre has a factory shop, which offers a wide selection of BOH teas, including exclusive blends and gift sets. It's an ideal spot to purchase souvenirs or stock up on your favourite teas to enjoy back home. Visitors can embark on a free guided tour of the on-site tea factory, gaining insights into the intricate process of tea production, from withering and rolling to drying and packaging. This educational journey offers a behind-the-scenes look at how fresh tea leaves are transformed into the aromatic brews enjoyed worldwide. On the factory floor, the smell of the dried tea leaves are so strong that it can give you a wonderful olfactory high. There's also a cafe where you can indulge in freshly brewed aromatic teas, paired with warm scones, clotted cream, and strawberry jams made from local berries grown just down the road. It's British afternoon tea embodying the best of the colonial era traditions. As they say, come for the tea, stay for the story.
Yeah.
After this, we departed Cameron's and started our journey to Penang. But along the way, we stopped by Ipoh for a late lunch at Nam Heong restaurant. Founded in the 1930s, it is a charming kopitiam, renowned as the birthplace of the Ipoh white coffee. These traditional Chinese coffee shops are signified by having multiple food vendors running different stalls in the same building, providing patrons with multiple food choices. Nam Heong is famous for its dim sum selection, with particular acclaim for the egg tarts. The 𝗬𝗎𝗓𝗏 and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 are also popular choices, noted for their juicy filling and delicate wrappers. A standout dish here is the Ipoh-style 𝗪𝗪𝗏𝗏. This dish features silky rice noodle rolls, served with a red sweet sauce. The coffee shop is reminiscent of a bygone era, with its rustic charm and bustling atmosphere, which stands as a testament to Ipoh's rich culinary heritage. That's it for this guide. Thanks for watching, and if you found it useful, please do hit the like and subscribe button to stay notified of our next video, where we visit Penang, the Pearl of the Orient.